This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Erik Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Hannah Green, Noralia, Geof Searles, Erik Reed, Greysin Ishara, Ashlee Bradley, Laura Lewis, and Helena Jacobsen. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Jules J to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really could not do this without you. In this episode, we are talking about chapters 14 and 15 of Towers of Midnight.
Yeah, chapter 14 is A Vow, and chapter 15 is Use a Pebble.
Yep.
We're doing it. Okay, it's
Egwene. I thought that A Vow should actually be the title of chapter 15.
Right, because they're talking about the vows and everything?
Literally, they're talking about the vows.
Yeah, I was actually looking at that right before we recorded.
But you know what? Don't use a boulder when a pebble will do.
Exactly.
Okay, you tell me an example of when you should use a pebble.
Sure.
And not a boulder.
Okay.
Don't use a boulder, the pebble will do.
Right, okay.
Give me an example.
Okay. Emails to your coworkers.
Like metaphorical?
Well, yeah.
Boulders and pebbles?
Yeah. Like, don't start off by tossing a boulder in that email.
I wanted to talk about, terms of an idiom, I wanted to talk about the literal use, like where that saying would have come from.
I don't think it was literal as the metaphor came.
Skipping rocks?
Okay. Well, yeah, a boulder wouldn't work. Number one, I can't lift a boulder. Number two, if I could, bad for skipping. The shape isn't right.
That's the only thing that comes to mind.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I got for you.
Yeah, this is difficult.
I'll keep thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the first chapter is called The Vow.
It is.
Because I was not yet done. We determined that
it is in fact called A Vow.
Yeah, because at the very end, Egwene thinks, "Ooh, I'm gonna get you, Missana." Like, is that the vow that she's making? Or is it some of the other vows? Like, because there's a whole lot of conversations but the word vow was not used.
At all?
Yeah, I searched it.
I have a feeling that, like, maybe...
But, like, I searched it on my electronic copy of the book.
And you didn't see the word vow at all?
I did not see the word vow in the chapter called Vow.
You know what it might be? Elaine bonding Rand. Is that a type of vow?
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
Where they're like, ooh,
yeah, it could
be. Did you do that?
Yeah. I mean, it could be a few things. And maybe the word is in there and I just couldn't see it. And I didn't really think too hard on that, so I just continued on living my life.
Yeah.
So
how about that? What a weird concept.
Right,
okay.
Crazy, okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, on the topic of vows, no, it's actually on the topic of hunting Missana in the White Tower, because I have a little callback to a previous fun fact I did about Missana. So back in Path of Daggers, chapter 25-26, I did a fun fact about what I thought might be the origins or the influence of the name Missana. And this was before What Origins. So I had a couple of contenders for where the name may have come from, including Marzana, which is a Slavic goddess linked to death and rebirth and nature and dreams.
Ooh.
I thought that's pretty good.
Okay, maybe.
Or Manasa, which is like opposite of Missana, which is the Hindu goddess of snakes, who is known for her bad temper and unhappiness, who is denied full godhood, and so she wanted to establish her own authority as a goddess. And we know that Missana was a teacher who was denied a place as a researcher, so she turned to the Dark Ones, set up schools, and indoctrinated the kids, all that good stuff. So, turns out, I was way off. It was not Marzana or Manasa for Missana.
You know what? Good try, though.
I tried hard. But in fact, her name was apparently taken from Messalina, who was the third wife of the Roman Emperor Claudius. Shoulda known. Jeez, okay.
And what did that chick do?
Good question. So, commonly remembered for her ruthless conspiracies against the members of the ruling classes in Rome. So, there's obviously a lot of history that is contested and politicized, so I don't know how real a lot of this stuff is. The accusations, boy.
No, don't say that.
Okay, so allegedly she conspired against her husband and was executed when the plot was discovered.
Oh, no.
But before that, she did a lot of not so great things. So apparently she seemed to specifically target a lot of women. So she got some people banished. She got some people executed. She got some people that died from suicide. She poisoned some people. She threw out lots of attacks about immorality.
All of these people really evil people?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they were just other ladies like around and stuff, and wives and nieces and cousins. Like everyone is cousins or nieces or something. Pretty crazy. But then she also threw out lots of accusations about immorality and promiscuity and incest. But guess who the real promiscuiter is?
Incester was.
Right? It was her. It was her. So
Mystery solved.
Yeah, she had a very scandalous reputation for promiscuity, and one of the biggest things that's written about her is that she was sexually insatiable and had a whole bunch of affairs.
That sounds more like Grandal.
I know, right? We're getting off track a little bit here.
Santa.
Okay, so
Wrong.
she kind of became a figurehead in the arts for her sexually liberated behavior, and a lot of more modern works have more exaggerated displays of what is known as her romps.
Oh.
Like romps in the hay.
You know what? I like this lady.
Yeah. And then apparently, here's a fun fact, to call a woman a Messalina indicates a devious and sexually voracious personality.
No way.
Yeah. So how about that? Okay. Messalina.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't have anything to say to that.
Got nothing to add. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Except that, I don't know, do what you want, man.
You know what?
Do you want lady?
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
And she did, up until the point she was executed.
Except for, the murder and stuff.
Yeah.
But the promiscuity,
yeah,
live your life.
Yeah, okay.
Do what you want.
All right.
Okay, chapter 14, called A Vow. And maybe we'll find out what vow they're talking about as we read through the notes.
We will see.
Yeah. Okay, so the chapter symbol is the Tel'aran'rhiod symbol.
Yeah, the ring dream ter'angreal that was very specifically referenced several times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we are starting in Egwene's perspective, and she is walking around Tel'aran'rhiod, and the sky is gross and angry. And
yeah, also in the real world, but also here.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
And so she's thinking about how much has changed since the first time she was in Tel'aran'rhiod, and she goes for a walk down recap memory lane.
Yeah, she's like at the same spot she was originally in.
When Verin gave her the original dream ter'angreal.
Yeah, and that actually is kind of like an interesting topic too, because Verin, who we know was Black Ajah, but working on the side of good.
Sort of, maybe.
Wasn't supposed to, betray the Dark One, but then gave Egwene.
Did.
But, did she actually betray the Dark One by giving Egwene the ring, but also put Egwene in a very dangerous situation because she didn't really warn Egwene very much about Tel'aran'rhiod.
At all, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, just go for it. It's cool.
She certainly was.
Yeah. Something to ponder,
Mm-hmm.
as you will.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I don't know if you remember this, but she can go in Tel'aran'rhiod here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't even need it.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't even need the ter'angreal.
Yeah. So apparently she's been out of the Two Rivers for about 2 years now, and then she's thinking hey, the last battle isn't going to be another 2 years from now. We got a lot further to go and a lot less time.
Why is she thinking about the Two Rivers? Is she just thinking oh, I've come so far?
Yes, literally that.
Ugh. God. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. As,
and I mean,
as you do.
You have. She has.
She's literally the Amerlin seed.
We need to hear about that now? Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Anyway, she has to have 2 meetings tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Lots on her schedule.
Yeah. 2 whole meetings, but with people who don't respect her authority.
And you know what? They're all going to come to her. So it's not like she needs to, remember locations to go to.
Sure.
She's going to have all her meetings
Are you
in the
just
same
saying
place.
that? Are you just saying that because you have a new job where you have to go to a bunch of meetings and do a bunch of different places?
So many locations.
And you're like, man, what if they could just come to me? Or better yet, I could just teleport there.
I have a whole whiteboard with where I'm going on what day and who I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of in the forefront.
A little frustrating. Yeah.
Also, on the flip side, she should probably have different places for her meetings.
Oh my goodness. That was half of the thing. That's half of my notes, I'm pretty sure. Is just yelling, why are we still meeting in the same places?
Yeah. So she's having 2 meetings in the same place, back to back.
Right.
In the same place.
In
the same place.
Yeah, and it just comes back to the whole World of Dreams thing.
Yep.
Where people are spying on you.
It feels like I'm being watched.
It's
that's
that's because you're being watched, man.
Yeah.
Remember last time you got watched here in this space?
Yeah.
But I will say there maybe is a reason why she wants that this time. We'll get there later.
No.
We'll get there later.
Not yet.
Just let me, okay.
Not
okay?
yet.
Just
she hasn't fully decided if she wants to be the bait yet.
I know that. I'm just trying to...
Do you know that? Because it sounds like you don't know that.
I'm trying to rationalize it a little bit. So let's go to the Heart of the Stone. You know, Heart of the Stone, that's the best place for meetings.
That's where we always freaking meet, and it's also where all the Black Aja know how to get to.
Mm-hmm. It's the most obvious place in the world.
Let's just go there.
Yeah.
Actually, no, hold on. I need to correct myself. The Stone of Tyr is where this meeting happens, but then the other meeting happens in the White Tower.
Hall of the Tower, yeah.
In the other place that lots of people visit.
It's like the two most...
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, take it all back. She does have to travel locations.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Okay.
I thought this was also in the tower.
Her traveling is much easier than your traveling.
Which it would have been weird
to
have the wise ones in the tower. So now...
A little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm backtracking.
All right. Well, let's continue.
With the wise ones.
Yeah. Let's do this meeting.
Bear and Amis. They're here. And Egwene starts by telling them that the tower is whole again, and she's the Amerlin seat, and Elida was taken by the Shanchen.
Yeah. Good. Good news.
And Amis is also proud of Egwene.
It's kind of cute.
She's so proud of her. Here's your Amerlin stole. You should wear this.
Yeah, there is a whole bunch of Egwene thoughts about thinking, okay, I'm not dressed like a wise one. I am dressed like a wetlander. Are they going to respect that? It's kind of weird now. She still looks up to them a lot. Like a lot. Yeah. And it is nice that Amy says, hey, you know what? Here's your Amerlin stole. That's very good accomplishments here.
Yeah, and then one of them is like, oh, Sorelia's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
She was still hoping that you'd come back to us and leave the Aes Sedai alone.
Exactly. But that's not happening.
No, and now she's the queen of the fools.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, there is that. It's like, you should leave those fools. And she's like, well, I
am
one of them.
Those
but yes,
fools.
Also, a lot of them are fools.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get the whole conversation, like, again, about how much Egwene has grown up.
Yeah.
Because she has, in a lot of ways.
She definitely has.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the topic is going to shift to Rand, and Amis tells her that the Karakarn has embraced death, and he's stopped trying to be as strong as the stones, and he's achieved the strength of the wind.
Very metaphorical.
I like that.
This is good.
I like that metaphor, because the wind is freaking strong.
It is.
Yeah.
Don't you know tornadoes and such?
I do know about tornadoes.
Okay.
I have heard such tales.
I like the embrace death part too.
Okay.
So it's Rand has leveled up in a sense. He's achieved what we've been trying to achieve for a long time in Aielness, is embracing death.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Aielness. Yeah,
like,
yeah. Okay, yeah. I can get on board with that.
And kind of like what it means in the Aiel sense. So they see a change in him.
Yeah, and they're like, pretty soon. Not yet, but pretty soon we'll have to stop calling him a child.
Soon. But yeah, we still have a little bit of maybe not hesitation, but they don't really go that far in depth with each other about Rand.
Yeah.
Too. Just like the inner workings, because the wise ones are still on Rand's side at the heart of it.
Yes.
And Egwene is not so much.
Well, she doesn't really know how to feel about everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And I would say mostly because she doesn't have all the information.
Yeah. And before we get into the Rand conversation, we're going to have a separate conversation, but I do want to point out a couple things with the Rand stuff later on.
Okay.
So first off, let's talk about Egwene.
We're going to shift topic because that's really...
It's really heavy, but...
Oh, no, I was going to say what really is Egwene's MO.
Okay.
What she really wanted. What's her motivation for this meeting.
Sure.
And it's to get the wise ones to train in the tower.
Yeah.
Eventually.
We don't really get there yet.
Not quite. She's playing the long game.
Right.
She's playing the soft game.
Yeah.
She really wants them to think that it's their idea.
Mm-hmm. And at the same time, we also do want the Aes Sedai.
It's a two-step plan.
Step one, we go to the Aiel.
And they're all for that. They're like, you know what? Some of those accepted, they should come.
Well, no. All the accepted. We got to get all of them over there at some point.
First of all, they say all the Aes Sedai ever should all come and train with us.
I completely agree with that.
The Aiel ways.
Let's do that.
And Egwene goes, well, full sisters wouldn't, and novices wouldn't be allowed to. You know how green they are. They're so novice-y. Yeah. But accepted, I could see as part of accepted training to come to you. And they're like, okay, Aiel education.
That works.
And then one of them specifically says... But don't think that we're ever going to go to the White Tower.
And she's like, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, that's clearly her plan.
Yeah, okay. So what are your thoughts?
Step 2.
Yeah. Because she's like, close enough. We'll get there.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the Aes Sedai going to the Aiel? Well, how do you
Good.
feel about that?
Great.
Okay, because
Good, great, excellent.
there's also the hint that we can maybe get some Aes Sedai to go there too in the
I want to study them way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to pretend to make you study, but in fact you're going to be being coached
Right.
on how to not suck so bad.
Well, and what we have seen is full Aes Sedai
Mm-hmm.
bend completely
Yeah.
to the apprentice wise one ways.
Heck yeah.
Because that's what they've been raised to do since they were like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Is bend and succeed to power.
Figure out the authority structure and then go with it.
Go with it.
Yeah. Okay. So you like that plan. How do you feel?
I do like it because Aes Sedais all have their heads up their butts.
They do. That's fair.
And they need to get their heads out of their butts a little.
That's an
However,
elegant way to say it.
I'm nothing if not elegant.
Yeah.
And also eloquent.
Nice.
Yes.
Well said.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm going to take elocution lessons.
I love that. Reverse that. How do you feel about the idea that Aiel wise ones should maybe train in the tower?
I think it's all great.
Okay, you like that too.
I am so for sharing knowledge.
Right.
And I'm for traveling and experiencing other cultures and seeing that there's other people in this world and how they live differently from you. And it gives you a sense of perspective.
Sure.
I think that that's a positive thing.
Plus, I will say the Aes Sedai are better at channeling than a lot of the wise ones.
I think that there's benefits on both sides here.
I think we should get the sea folk involved here too, because they're really good with air and wind and stuff.
I see zero downsides.
Zero downsides. I love that.
Perfect.
Okay. Famous last words.
Except
How could
for,
this go
the
wrong?
bunch of crazy ladies.
Yeah.
Who all hate each other. And...
whose heads are all up each other's and their own heads.
Oh, so
butts.
many heads up, so
heads
many
up with the butts. Okay. All right. I think we covered that. That's good. We figured it out.
Good.
Okay. We're bringing all the channelers together in the world.
Well, that's Egwene's plan, and it has been since the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think it's an excellent plan.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
That's what I would do as Amerlin. So that's how I know it's right.
Okay.
Because anything I would do is definitely right.
It's perfect planning. Okay. Okay. All right. Back to the topic of Rand.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we're getting like all this sprinkled information.
Oh, God. He really made Egwene mad.
Yeah. Well, and he told the wise ones like, oh,
I pissed off Egwene.
Pissed her off. Yeah. And then they're like, we don't even know why he went to the tower after all that kidnapping stuff.
Yeah.
Because he was all about like never going there.
Yeah.
Okay. So Egwene noticed he's different.
Yeah. He showed up and he's all chill.
He's different and chill, but his words were madness.
Oh, crazy dude.
Yeah. So this is what I want to talk about, the wise ones being on Rand's side.
Okay.
Like fundamentally, and then not necessarily sharing all the information with Egwene about their thoughts. They don't quite trust
her exactly.
Yeah.
With information about Rand.
Yeah.
Which is totally fair.
Yeah. So Egwene tells them that he's going to break the seals on the Dark One's prison, and the wise ones say, okay, we'll consult with him on this.
You know who'd be excellent at Big Brother?
Yeah.
The wise ones.
The wise ones would be, because the wise ones
They're so good. They know when to share information and when to get people on their side and when to control what people are doing.
Yeah.
They're so good.
So they say we're going to consult, and then Egwene thinks that they're saying, okay, we're on your side. We're going to stop him from doing this. Mm-hmm. When in fact they did not say that.
No, they definitely did not say that, and I didn't get that feeling.
That they said they're going to stop...
Yeah, I didn't think that Egwene thought they were totally on board with stopping Rand.
Oh, because she's like, oh, good, they agree with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like a little section where she's like, okay, good, I got them. Because the more voices
I thought
she
was a little more hesitant than that.
Okay.
That's just the feeling I got. That she's like, okay, I still have to work on them with this.
Okay.
Because she can tell that they're on Rand's side. And that worries her.
All right.
And that's the sense I got.
I guess we'll see.
Okay.
But Egwene does think that the more people who are opposed to Rand, the more likely he is to listen to her version of reason.
Yeah.
Which is, don't break the seals.
Right.
Okay.
Which we'll get to.
Okay.
The next meeting.
Okay. You don't want to talk about that yet.
No, because we're actually going to talk about it again.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because it's Egwene's favorite thing to talk about. She's very upset about this.
Do it all twice.
So that's pretty much the end of this meeting. And I really hope that Egwene gets a travel allowance in this position.
Right.
Because she does travel.
Yeah.
She does have to travel.
She gets her meals comped, but they're all full of weevils, so...
Oh, no.
Yeah, you just end up skipping the meals anyways.
If you go to where the dragon is...
Right, you could eat.
To get your meal comped, then you can eat.
True.
Yeah.
True, that is how it works.
Yeah, I just get a travel allowance.
Yeah.
On my paycheck.
Right.
They just assume I'm going to be traveling. Except it's not nearly enough.
I was going to say, like, with the
It's
price
not
of gas, like, there's no way.
It's not nearly enough.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
figure it
Egwene,
out.
no gas.
No gas.
No electricity was used.
Yeah.
Just power.
Yeah.
So Egwene's going to zip over to the hall, and she immediately is annoyed because Nynaeve isn't even here yet.
Right.
So rude. Except, I think no matter what would have happened here, Egwene would have been annoyed with Nynaeve.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nynaeve's been dodging her for a while, so she thinks, okay, is she dodging me
dodging me
again? Again, but yeah.
Yeah, but I think that if Nynaeve was here before her, she also would have found a reason to be annoyed with that.
Probably. You're right. You're probably right.
Because it would have caught her off guard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No matter what, Egwene was prepared to be annoyed at Nynaeve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that also leads into the next section here where Nynaeve does show up and Egwene is caught off guard because she's staring at the window.
Right.
Which is all weird now because there's a dragon saying in the window.
Oh, yeah. She's like, what the hell's that doing here?
Exactly. And then Nynaeve shows up.
That's not in the real world.
Yeah. So this, being caught off guard, makes her then set wards for the next visitor who's supposed to be Elaine, which is going to be very relevant soon, but not yet.
And, like, we should have been doing that from the beginning.
No kidding.
Idiot.
Why are we meeting here, of all places, still?
Maybe she wanted to show it off. Like, she specifically wanted them to meet her here. Like,
yeah, and it's
purpose.
a power thing because they need to see her as the Amerlin. Like, there's definitely reasons. There's definitely some reasons why you would want to have it here.
Yeah.
It's just not safe. It's just not safe at all.
No. At least there are some wards, though.
Now.
Yeah.
Now, after Nynaeve shows up.
Yeah. But at least they haven't, like, talked about anything.
But we're going to ignore the wards when they do go off.
No,
it's super
we're
annoying.
going to run into the hall and see who's there. Brett, we don't ignore them. We hear the bells.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Anyway, it's been months since they've seen each other.
Yep.
Because Nynaeve has been actively avoiding Egwene.
Doing a great job of it,
yeah.
I have to say.
And then Nynaeve makes a comment about the huge window.
Right.
And Egwene feels the need to be like, it's not like this in the real world.
Yeah.
But there is a window here.
Right.
Because the Seanchan attacked and blew a hole in our wall right here.
Yeah. And Nynaeve didn't know that yet.
And he's like, holy shit, what?
Yeah. And she would have known that if she was at the meetings before, but she wasn't, so she doesn't know it. Anyways, that's not the point of this meeting.
It kind of is the point of this meeting.
It's a little bit of the point of the meeting. Not the Seanchan part.
We need to get everybody caught up to all the speeds.
I know, right? Okay, first off, Egwene thinks that she needs to be very delicate about how she handles this meeting because he can't just bully Nynaeve at this point. We got to do it tactfully.
Yeah.
So she's got a strategy. Nynaeve can be prickly.
Yep.
So we got to go in soft.
Which is good.
It works.
It does.
Works really well.
I'm actually totally on board with this, except Nynaeve at some point catches on. And she's like,
well, yeah, she does. She catches her.
But then,
yeah,
she's totally, fully bought in.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get through that. So Egwene throws Nynaeve off by not being prickly.
And she says, I need some advice. I need help.
Right, because they've both been in situations where they were put in positions of leadership when they were young.
Too young.
And people looked at them like they were too young.
How did you do it?
Right.
How did you do it, Nynaeve? You were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. You were just the best that I've ever seen. How did you handle that pressure?
Take notes. Gotta butter her up real good here.
Yeah.
Okay. Nynaeve, they kind of
she
start...
bites.
She does. Well, they do like a little walk and talk, so they technically leave the hall right now.
Yeah.
So, because she's like, hands behind the bed. Let me teach you how I did things. But to be fair, Nynaeve does start by saying, I don't actually know if I did a good job at this, but here's my advice. Yeah. And lays out all the advice about, hey, you have to make people see you in that station. They can't be allowed to keep thinking you as a young girl. Yeah. Like, you gotta put them in their place. And you can't give them idle tasks.
You gotta whack people on the heads all the time with your thumping stick.
Yeah, but you gotta give them good things to do too. So they get used to taking orders from you. So there's
and it's like that's literally what Egwene is doing with Nynaeve right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, here's a job. Tell me what to do.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the flies and honey situation or whatever. Flies and poop.
No.
You catch more poop with flies than honey and.
No, that can't be it.
That's what they say.
Catch more flies with honey.
Yeah.
But nobody ever talks about poop. Flies love poop.
I know,
garbage.
right? Yeah.
Put out a bunch of garbage and you'll get so many flies.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Nynaeve is bitten. It's good.
Yeah. But then Egwene says, I think the biggest problem is I have so few true supporters.
Mm-hmm. And Nynaeve bites on that one too, and she's like, well, you got me and Elaine.
And Egwene says, do I though?
There you go. Boom. You walked right into it, Nynaeve.
And then she looks at her through a magnifying glass.
Right? Would you say? Yeah, so that was the one she walks into. And then basically it's like a couple pages of calling her out on the fact that she's not actually listening and obeying the commands. Mm-hmm. And then she has to actually show support for the Amyrlin. You gotta do it.
And lays it all out.
She does.
About why and how it's so important.
Right.
And Nynaeve gets it. She's annoyed about it, but she gets it.
Yeah, there is a kind of an interesting part of this conversation, too, because Egwene says, if it were a different Amyrlin, someone not me, would you bend the knee and kiss the ring?
And, probably no.
Well, I mean, Nynaeve says, ultimately, yes. Probably at some point.
But, medium, because they have a really interesting conversation where Egwene is like, what's your deal? Why do you have such difficulty accepting authority from Aes Sedai or anyone?
Yeah.
Really.
But also specifically, it's Egwene. It's because it's a reverse mentor situation, and you have to be kissing the ring of the person you mentored. I kind of get that it's weird for Nynaeve. Yeah. And then there was all that terribleness that Egwene did with Nynaeve. There is that.
Yeah, that is bad.
I don't know how much of that is soaking into this. Yeah.
I doubt it.
Yeah, but I get why there's hesitation and why it would be difficult.
Yeah. Yep.
But ultimately, they come to the agreement. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
You're the Amyrlin. I'm going to start doing things better.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to call her mother, going to respect the position, all that good stuff.
Going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, and now the ward that Egwene set goes off.
Yeah.
There's a little ding-a-ling. And so they go back to the hall, but then Elaine isn't even there. And they're like, oh, that's weird. Maybe Elaine went looking for us.
Right, because the war got set off. So the only answer is that she left. But hey, there's only one hallway out of here.
Yeah.
And we didn't run into her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then suddenly Elaine pops into the room. And they're like, did you go somewhere? And she's like,
no. I just showed up here. Yeah. But no time for that now.
Okay. Well, she makes another ward.
Well, she thinks
makes a little trap this time.
I know. Oh, man.
Okay, so the three of them have things to discuss, so we're not even going to care.
I know, but in the back of our mind...
We're not even going to think about it.
You should set a ward in case someone shows up in your meeting, but it's that there's a person here right now who has set off your ward.
Yeah, fucking leave.
We should be concerned or, do more than just carry on with our conversation. Mm-hmm. And not actively be thinking...
You need to go to secret meeting place B.
Oh, serious. Gotta do it. Secondary location. Which is fine to go to if you're the one.
If you've all decided on it.
Right.
Ahead of time.
Ahead of time.
Because we should be more cautious.
Right.
What is caution anyway, though?
Doesn't matter.
To the Queen of Andor It's
not a trap if you know it's a trap.
Who cares? It's not like they're in, the highest positions of power in all the land or anything.
Yeah.
They're acting like ninnies.
Ninnies? Okay.
Oh, goodness.
All right, so let's talk about this conversation because we're just going to ignore that whole ward going off.
Okay.
Doesn't matter right now.
Okay. So, they got things to discuss, Brett. They're going to talk about how Nynaeve has to come back to the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And she has to teach the Aes Sedai the new methods of healing.
Because they don't want to learn new things.
And Nynaeve's like, I did expect that you would want this of me.
But
I can't. I can't come.
I know, and we just had a conversation about respecting her authority as the Amyrlin. It's like,
Respect her authority.
I respect it, but I can't do that.
But I just, I get it, but here's the thing.
I really don't want to.
I really got to keep my eye on Catswain. Because she sucks.
No, I got to keep my eye on Rand. We can't just have Catswain keeping an eye on Rand. It's got to also be me.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It feels the same.
It's the same, but it's different. And also, she really doesn't want to go to the White Tower.
Yeah. Plus, Rand has changed, so I really got to make sure he's okay.
Exactly.
And then Elaine is like, changed?
Right.
Changed how?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him recently.
Mm-hmm. And she spoke too soon, so... Okay, now we have this, fun little side thought. Everybody's, looking at each other. Mm-hmm. Because Egwene doesn't know if Elaine has bonded Rand. Yeah. And then, after this conversation, she's like, oh...
She figures she definitely
has. For sure.
And in my mind, I'm like, is Elaine showing in her pregnancy yet or not?
It's hard to say.
In the last chapter, she was like, I feel like a whale.
Right.
And here... nobody can even notice that anything's different about her body.
Right, so that leads me to believe that in Tel'aran'rhiod you can look however you want, maybe?
Oh.
I don't know.
You think Elaine is that good?
I don't know.
Like Elaine purposely made herself look less pregnant for this meeting?
Here's the thing. We're in territory where I don't want to comment on Elaine's body being pregnant.
Okay, fair.
I don't know.
Okay, fair. Because the other thing I wanted to know is,
Right.
Can you delve someone in Tel'aran'rhiod when they're not even really truly being themselves?
Yeah, I mean, that's the hypothetical.
Because if she imagines herself not pregnant, would she be pregnant in Tel'aran'rhiod?
That's a good question. How about having doing the deed in Tel'aran'rhiod? Can you get pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole question about, like, the whole Vow and Egwene situation. Like, can you?
Okay.
How much is real? Probably not, but I don't know.
Let's not talk about hypotheticals. Let's talk about what actually happens.
Right, okay. So, Nynaeve explains that Rand was really bad and really terrifying, but now
he's better.
He's better. He's the same person, but he doesn't have the anger and the rage.
Yeah, good.
And Elaine knows that he's warm now. He's awakened.
And she says that out loud.
Yes.
And if you're not going to tell Nynaeve and Egwene that you've bonded Rand, you should probably keep your mouth shut about feeling his feelings.
Right.
One or the other, Elaine.
Pregnancy brain, am I right? Okay.
One or the other. Either tell them or don't tell them. But don't say wishy-washy things that makes them figure it out.
Yeah, and then there's like a bunch of like back and forth like eye looking, and then Nynaeve's like, hey, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
and Elaine tries this half-ass like, it's not, I didn't say it was his, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, no one believes you.
Yeah.
And then Nynaeve is like, frick, I didn't leave you alone long enough for that to happen.
I know, apparently, but you only need like 20 minutes. Maybe 10.
I thought Rand needed like 3 hours, remember?
That was with Avienda.
Yeah.
Elaine is nothing if not efficient.
No, it was... it was 5 minutes, and then it was a 2 hour and 55-minute nap. That's what we had decided.
There we go. Okay.
Anyway, Nynaeve is like, oh my god, so scandalous.
Yeah. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
All right. We need to be serious now.
This is the best part for me.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Egwene is very worried about this plan that Rand has cooked up.
Have you heard
this
what
half-baked
he's gonna
plan?
do?
He's gonna break the seals on the Dark One's prison.
And then Elaine's like, whatever, they're all broken anyway.
I love it. She's like, there's like 3 left, and they're all breaking. Like,
who cares?
Yeah.
And Egwene's like, we should care.
Yeah.
We should care.
Well, okay, but also I don't like Egwene's point here, because Nynaeve says, hey, isn't it better if Rand is there to face the Dark One?
Like we're being
when they crumble?
Yeah.
Like we can then choose the time of them breaking?
Yeah.
Versus them just like happening to break?
Uh-huh.
And then Egwene says, well, why can't he just face the Dark One without breaking the seals?
With his Ta'Veren-ness.
Right. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know if that's an option.
Yeah.
But why are you assuming that it is an option?
Yep.
So.
Because Egwene's always right?
I mean, that is true.
Did you know that her opinion is always the right opinion?
Yeah, and it's so funny because when Nynaeve disagrees with her, Egwene thinks, oh man, they're spending way too much time with Rand and his Ta'Veren-ness has gotten to them and it's changing their opinions. And it's like, well, no, maybe it's like good. It's good advice.
And also, like, probably.
I mean, maybe.
Definitely.
It's a good plan.
Although, is Nynaeve susceptible to Ta'Veren nature?
That's a good question. Why wouldn't she be?
Because she's so strong-willed.
I mean, that's true.
She is the most strong
true.
Of any of our characters.
That's true. I agree. But also, it's not a terrible...
Like if ToM can do it, Nynaeve definitely can do it.
I'll agree with that. I'm cool with that. What do you think of the Breaking the Seals plan?
I think it's great.
Because it's the metaphor of...
I think it's great. We have
hey, Boulder and Pebble metaphor?
Yeah?
Testing gravity. Because
You don't need a boulder to test that gravity works.
You can use a pebble. There you go. Boom.
Hey!
Boom.
Ha!
Amazing.
Good one. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's all I got.
Okay. Anyway, I think it's a good idea.
Right. Construction metaphor. Like
you
if
know
you're
why
gonna
I think
build
it's a good idea?
you gotta clear away the rubble.
Yeah.
And then rebuild.
Uh-huh. Yep. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
And also, Min.
Why?
She's been taking so many good philosophy classes.
Yeah.
She knows, and she was the one who suggested it.
Well, I think Harriet Fell said it first.
Exactly.
Right.
Out of the books.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna disagree with you.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
I think it's interesting, and so I want to know more about it.
You're like, yeah, let's let the Dark One go free. It's fine.
No,
It's gonna be great.
not necessarily, but it's better. It's kind of like a re-break the arm situation.
Right.
Re-break the bone to set it properly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. So
Okay.
I'm on board.
Okay, cool. All
It's scientifically, medically proven to be the right...
Always break your arm twice before letting it heal.
Always. Especially if there's a big gaping hole and it's clearly not done right in the first place.
Yeah, and then you're like, hey, why is this gaping hole in my arm?
It's like when I'm putting together IKEA furniture.
You gotta take it all apart first.
And no.
You do it wrong.
You're doing it wrong and you're like, maybe I can just... No.
Gotta start over.
You gotta do it again. You should have read the instructions, Danielle.
Okay. All right. Second part of this conversation.
I think we're way past
Third
the
part,
second... Eighth?
Fifth part. Okay.
Eighth part?
We're gonna circle back to the part where Egwene wants Elaine and Nynaeve to come out of the tower because they have to be formally raised as Aes Sedai.
Yeah, come back.
You
Come
are
here.
not.
You got it.
Yeah.
Nobody believes you're Aes Sedai.
Yes.
You've got to be raised properly so that you can have the respect you deserve.
We got to do Oath Rod. We got to do testing.
Yeah.
The testing for the Aes Sedai.
You got to do it. And I think that they could do it with their eyes freaking closed.
Well, and it's really funny because once again, it's like the first time she's like, hey, I need you to do these things. They're like,
And they're like,
no.
I don't wanna.
No, I don't
That's a
want
hard
to.
thing. I don't want to do that hard thing.
Okay, Elaine has a legitimate excuse. Reason.
I'm pregnant.
Well, I'm pregnant. I can't channel consistently right now. You need to channel for the testing.
And if I
That's valid.
swear on the oath rod, does it affect the babies?
And
Are
we
the
don't
babies
actually-
sworn to the oath?
Yeah, we don't really actually know that.
Which is fair, though.
Yeah.
That's a fair question.
Those
at
are
this
all
point.
fair reasons and fair concerns. So we are
Nynaeve.
going to do a little bit of thinking and research on that.
Yeah,
Pregnant Aes Sedai is not very common.
definitely not.
Okay.
But now Nynaeve is like, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, I can do that.
And they're like, oh, you really don't have to. It's a
Well,
whole
there's
thing."
100 weaves. You gotta learn them first, and Egwene hasn't done it yet.
No, and she's like, you know what? I can maybe even find a way out of the testing if you swear on the oath rod because
Right.
of everything that you've experienced outside the tower, blah, blah, blah. And Nynaeve's like, whatever, I'll do it.
Yeah, and she's like, well, you not gotta know it. And it's like apparently she knows them all.
I know it.
Because she hasn't spent all the. What did she say? I haven't spent all my time romping around on the hay or something like that. She said something
Yeah.
pretty funny where it's like just calling out Elaine
Yeah.
for not knowing it or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, moon-eyed something something.
Anyway,
Okay,
Egwene's like, okay, great, Nynaeve.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
It's like, no, wait. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, and Elaine will be an exception for now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we did miss the part where they made chairs for themselves to sit on.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Like air chairs.
yeah. Elaine makes herself a big throne,
Oh yeah,
and Egwene makes herself like the Amerlin seat,
right.
and then Nynaeve is on like a stool or
I
something.
love that.
And Egwene thinks to herself, poor Nynaeve, to see Elaine and I risen so high in the world, and she's done nothing.
It's like, bitch, she's the queen of Malkier.
Yeah, no wonder she's so upset. She's accomplished nothing.
Yeah, she's
Like,
the
there's a
most
whole thought
powerful Aes
process about that,
Sedai.
yeah.
And she's the queen
And
of
she
Malkier.
like freaking cleansed the taint.
Yeah, who cares? Did that even happen though?
Yeah.
I don't actually know if that happened.
We've
Yeah.
risen so far, and
Who's to
she's
say?
done nothing.
That's so funny.
Poor Nynaeve.
Yeah.
She must feel terrible about herself.
Okay, I bet she does.
Yeah.
All right. There's another task that we need to
Oh
do.
my gosh, for Elaine this
The
time.
last thing we need to do.
Elaine, make more Dream Terangriel for us.
Right. Because, bad news, they were all stolen by Sheriam, who turned out to be Black Aja.
And they're like, what?
And she's like, oh yeah, I have a whole thing I gotta tell you.
You know anything at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But wait, now it's an action sequence. I love it. It's so good. Okay, now we get like a ding-a-ling
Yeah.
because the ward went off.
Because there's someone freaking here.
Someone's freaking here. And Egwene zips over to one room and comes face to face with Talva, who's one of the yellow Black Aja
Yeah.
who escaped the tower. And then Egwene slams a shield on her. And then the sound comes from behind her again. And she like poofs back there. And
But it's Alviarin.
Alviarin, who, yeah, and she just let off a fireball, which basically fries Talva.
Talva.
Yeah, so she's dead now.
Yep.
But then Egwene tries to make another shield, but Alviarin dips out of Tel'aran'rhiod before she can do that.
Yes, and then Egwene has a note to herself for next time.
Right? Be better at
Tel'aran'rhiod, because all you have to do is think something into existence. That's more powerful than channeling here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably an important thing.
Yeah.
And faster.
And faster,
right?
And also, that was a killing blow.
Right.
And it was very close to Egwene. It could have been her because this was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad plan.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. We did it.
Well, the fight's over. It's actually exciting because I'm like, ooh, what's happening? What's going to happen next?
Yeah, it is. But here's the issue, because now Nynaeve and Elaine come in, they're like, what was that?
Yeah, they missed it all.
Yeah. But Egwene, they talk about it. It's like, hey, Black Ajah in Tel'aran'rhiod. We shouldn't
be in the same place, blah, blah, blah. And then this is where Egwene is like, well, we can't defeat them if we don't find them.
Right.
And then this is when she's like, maybe I should be the bait.
Mm-hmm. Is that dangerous? Maybe, but it's not a trap if you know it's a trap. And where have I heard that before?
No, it still is, actually. Except I'm a little bit more on board with this.
Okay.
I think we're a little bit better equipped.
Sure.
We're a little bit better to handle ourselves than previously.
We just need to do better planning than what happened here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all needs to be better.
Yeah. Okay. So then they leave and they go back to the original spot so they can get
No, they
caught
don't.
Up. Yeah, they do.
They go to some hillside somewhere.
Yeah, that's like the original place. The hillside where Egwene was like, oh, this is where I first was in Tel'aran'rhiod at the beginning of the chapter.
Oh, I missed that piece.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Anyways, they're just going to they're going to catch everybody up to speed on everything that's happened. We're all up to speed now. Nynaeve, Elaine, Egwene.
On the whole Varen and Black Ajah situation.
Yeah, we have to assume that everything is like, they got caught up.
Yeah, because this is the first time they've actually sat down to actually get communicating about something.
Mm.
So good. I'm on board with that. I love communication.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, and Nynaeve will show up at the tower tomorrow.
I think she will. And not just because I read the next chapter.
But she has to.
She has to.
She has to.
Even Elaine is shocked at Nynaeve showing deference.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
How about that? Okay, let's take a quick break before we move on to the next chapter.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so we are back, and we're going to talk about chapter 15, Use a Pebble. And our chapter symbol is like the weird spiderweb one.
Yeah, age-lace unraveling, because the world is unraveling right now.
Sure it is.
Things are going poorly for the world.
Well, haven't they been since the beginning of this series?
I mean, it's much worse now.
Yeah.
The first 5 pages of this chapter
are how bad everything is?
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to start in Nynaeve's perspective, and it's the next day.
Yes.
The morning, I guess. And Nynaeve is hustling through the street with an Ashaman.
Yeah, Nafe.
That I've definitely met before.
Yeah.
That I remember for sure.
He's been around. He's been around.
This guy's definitely been around, and I know him.
For sure.
Definitely. So, we're looking at what's been going on, because there was some weird bubble of evil that attacked a town last night.
No, Tyr.
It attacked all of Tyr last night.
Nope.
It attacked some of Tyr last night.
There you go. Got it. Exactly 2 streets wide in all directions. There's one segment in Tyr that is now no longer a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, right. That's what the first 5 pages is, because she's got to hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
Because Ram just went off somewhere this morning.
We don't know where.
He has to go fetch something.
Oh.
We don't know what he's fetching. Do you know what he's fetching? We don't know what he's fetching. He's fetching something.
Is it Calendar? Does he have Calendar? Is Calendar still buried somewhere? No. Catswain had Calendar.
Yeah. Anyways.
But that was not in Tyr.
Right. And Rand is not limited to the city he's in for movement.
Well, and here's the thing.
Okay.
The last time he went looking for somebody or something, and he had somebody go find something, it was Calendar.
Yeah.
So that's what my brain is like.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Okay, anyways. We don't know what it is. I'm sure we'll maybe find out later. Okay. But she's got to deal with this before she goes to the tower, because Egwene wants her back this morning. So, Nafe is having some major issues right now. We got to talk about that first before we get to the weird bubble of evil. Because Nafe says there's a Murdral following us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right behind us.
And
he's over there.
It's some talent I've picked up. I can always see where there are Murdral. They're in the shadows.
They're hiding in the shadows.
And you know what I thought?
Do you think it was real? It was real?
Cool talent.
That's a cool talent,
I was
yeah.
like, excellent. Yes, it's good to know where Murdral are.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great talent.
It is great, and they must be scouts because they haven't attacked, but they're wary of Nynaeve because they know that he can see them in the shadows.
You know what? It kind of makes sense, and I was on board with it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool, Nynaeve. That's a cool talent.
Immediately, Nynaeve's like, "Oh, poor guy."
I know, and I was like, rude, Nynaeve. Like, take him seriously for a second.
Right, because like maybe that's how it works. Like maybe Murdral hide in shadows like this, and maybe someone could have a talent to see them.
Yeah.
It totally seems real.
I actually think that would be a more logical thing that happens in this series than other things. Like, why is that
it's very vague, but I also agree with that.
There are so many wild things that I'm like, what? No.
For sure.
Anyway.
Yes.
We're going to have a long description about how everything got blasted and frozen in place.
Well, yeah, everything is like a shell, and when you touch it, it turns to dust and crumbles.
Yeah.
So basically, they figure out pretty quick that all these people that are like frozen like statues, they're all dead. There's nothing left. And then Nynaeve and Nynaeve walk around with like wind and blast everything into dust particles and then light it on fire because, man, that's a fire hazard in the middle of the city.
Yeah, it's so flammable.
So, some would say inflammable.
Inflammable means flammable?
What a country.
What a country.
Simpsons doing it. Okay. Yeah, so that was the Bubble Evil. It's a lot of pages. It's pretty cool. It's a cool scene.
It's a neat thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Anyways, Nynaeve has a theory on why this is happening.
Maybe the Fades caused it.
There's 3 of them watching us right now.
And I was like, good theory.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, actually, like, Nynaeve, why are you being so condescending?
Yeah.
This guy might actually know some things you don't know. Maybe you should lay off him a little.
But I'm pretty sure at one point...
I was, really on Nynaeve's side for most of this chapter.
Yeah.
Actually, though, like, I'm kind of upset that this isn't a real thing that's happening. Because I was like,
so
that
funny.
actually would be a really cool talent.
Okay, I'll point it out in a second here. So, Nynaeve does not think it's a cool talent. She's like, oh, no, you are mad.
Are so
You're
crazy.
Insane. You're crazy.
Yeah.
Let me do something for you. Because she gets all like, I gotta help because she wanted to help the people who are frozen in time here.
And she couldn't.
So we gotta do something to help.
And she has, like, this complex.
She does. But that complex leads to great discoveries like curing, stilling, and gentling.
And madness. Because that's what this is.
Yes.
Which I'm slightly disappointed about.
Why?
I thought this was a cool talent.
Oh, yeah, okay. Are you disappointed that madness might be able to be healed?
No, that was excellent.
Pretty cool.
That was so freaking cool.
Yeah.
This is the coolest thing that's happened since Nynaeve healed gentling.
Yeah.
Like, so cool.
Yeah.
This is so badass, and I love it so freaking much. However, I'm disappointed because I was like, this is really cool. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
Like, I thought we were going to attack some Fades or something, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. And I agree with you.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we get the description because she delves them. She can see the madness. And it actually is really cool because we get like this... It's less abstract being the Dark One's taint on Sidene. It's less abstract.
It's a physical
more
tumor on your brain.
Yeah, it gives more like we're playing into the rules of the world of Wheel of Time where it's like compulsion-y. It's a thing that is on your brain.
That sits on your brain.
And it gives it a little bit more distinction.
You can remove it like a brain tumor.
Exactly, which makes a little bit more sense, I guess, for the Forsaken where it's like you're protected from this weird disease compulsion thing.
On your brain.
Yeah. So, and if you don't have the Dark One's protection, it's going to get you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the Dark One's own compulsion in a sense.
Okay.
That's how Nynaeve like refers to it.
Yeah, and it's essentially this black, dark mass on your brain.
Got little thorns.
Thorns and barbs.
Yeah, so she has to like remove all the little thorns first and then put the healing weave over it so that it eliminates it.
Yep.
So it's a pretty cool description, but then at the same time she's also thinking about how she removed the compulsion from the little boy that Grendel put on the kid, and the kid died immediately.
Turned to mush.
Exactly.
So she's like, am I actually helping right now, or am I just killing him?
And she didn't know until it was done.
But she keeps doing it anyway.
And then she does it.
She's got to try it.
Hooray. And it works.
So cool, though.
Yeah.
That sounded sarcastic.
Yeah, very, very cool
Very
scene.
hooray, actually.
Yeah.
Not sarcastic.
And you know what I love? When she does heal Nynaeve, Nynaeve does one of those green man, like, hand to
Yes,
the head, like,
I
whoa.
thought that too. Shemeshta.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo,
whoa,
my head.
My head.
Yeah. But apparently, no more fades.
Yeah.
Because it was all in his mind. It's madness.
I can't see them anymore.
Yeah.
And Nynaeve's like, I think I healed your madness. And he's like, what? I was mad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Now he's got to go tell his bonded Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very cool.
It's so cool. And I like that there's a definitive answer here.
Mm.
Now, I'm wrong. This is a wrong prediction that goes in the wrong prediction side of the prediction board.
Yeah.
My prediction about the madness was that once the Tate was gone and you start channeling without it,
Yeah.
Your brain would start healing.
Yeah, we could, like smoking.
Kind of like
smoking.
Your lungs and smoking. You stop smoking, your lungs heal themselves.
Right.
Your liver,
to a degree,
you stop
at least.
drinking,
Yeah.
your liver heals itself.
Right.
Basically, you get better once you stop doing the bad thing.
Yeah.
Now, this is definitively like, nope, you're not gonna get worse,
but you're not getting more better.
But
yeah,
your brain tumor still lives there.
Right.
It's not going anywhere on its own.
Unless Nynaeve comes along and helps you.
Unless Nynaeve comes along and helps you.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm fine with being wrong because I like having a definitive answer for something. That feels nice.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's a very cool scene.
Yes. And it's triumphant. Like, in the same way that Nynaeve healing Loganes.
Yeah.
Gentling,
this is a big win.
Just triumphant. Like, there's no other word. Like, it is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
This is wonderful.
When you think of the scale of what it means too, is like if we can understand that the madness is something that you can delve and remove, that gives a whole new task to like the Yellow Aja to cure all the men in the world who have even a little bit of taint.
Right.
We can fix this.
And it completely negates the Red Aja. Completely.
Unless that's their new task. Because,
you
Reds are the best healers. That's what they always say.
Well, they're the best murderers.
Right. You just murdered that part of the taint. Right? It's.
No, it completely negates them entirely. And I'm actually okay with that. I don't even really know exactly why they exist.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I kind of get it. But,
right.
Man, they suck.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a topic for another time.
Okay.
Let's keep going because the clouds part over the city.
Yeah. Brand
has returned to Tyr.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Food tastes better now.
Food tastes better. Yeah. No more weevils.
You know what? Egwene noted that
she
tea
did.
started tasting bad again.
Yeah.
And food was going bad again.
Yeah.
So Rand really, like, if we're talking about a travel allowance, he's got to travel around to every place to make sure that every place stays stocked with food.
And like fast.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
Every city, every day in the world.
In the world.
That's the best
That's how he
use.
saves
That's
everyone.
the best use of the Dragon Reborn right now.
Well, don't we want people to stop dying of starvation and stuff?
I mean, yeah, but like there's a bigger issue at hand here.
Is it
the one that specifically only he can deal with?
Is it the fact that he's the only one who can
My tea tastes bad.
The true evil in the world?
Yeah.
Oh,
that one.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I do think that he probably could have he could schedule his meetings in certain places.
Sure.
On purpose.
Yeah.
To make things better for people.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You telling me he can't do that?
A little bit, yeah.
No.
Yeah, on the list of important things. Eat the weevils, okay? Protein. You need protein right now.
Gross. You
eat the bugs.
Weevils.
I don't need the protein. I'm not going to the last battle to fight the war.
Oh, man.
All right.
Okay. What's happening?
Okay, Rand has returned.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We all
right.
gotta,
That's why.
Yeah, we gotta go see Rand.
Okay.
So Nynaeve and Rand are going to have a nice little discussion, and it's kind of sweet. Rand ends up thanking Nynaeve for taking care of the people, and he says it's my fault that all this happened, like bubbly evil stuff.
Well, we also didn't mention that in all of that bubble of evil stuff, Nynaeve was out helping the people.
Yeah.
Like, the ones who were still alive, she was, like, counseling widows and
telling defenders to get off their butts
and telling people to do things, and she was taking care of the people who were all freaked out,
right?
Not necessarily just taking care of all the dead dusty people. Right.
Yeah.
So that's why Rand is like, thank you for doing that.
Right. Now Rand is also blaming himself because he thinks he's been putting off the confrontation with the Dark One for too long, so things have escalated so far. which maybe in part is true. Like, we do have to get this
sorted.
Yeah, we got to start moving here. So
Yeah.
he uses a little analogy. He says it's like, okay, our task is to climb the wall, but right now we're just doing laps around the bottom before we start climbing. We need to start climbing while we're still strong as like a country, a nation, the world. We can't just keep waiting, and that's why we have to do the seals thing.
Well, and this is when I start
Gotta
thinking
pull the trigger.
that Rand has been auditing Min's philosophy classes.
Okay.
He starts going off on a lot of different philosophy
He's
crap.
so wise now.
So wise.
Yes. So then that kind of leads into the discussion, Nynaeve asking, like, okay, what about the seals plan? Is it actually smart? Because can't that make things worse?
Yeah. And then Rand's like, well, maybe, but opening the bore won't free him immediately, but it'll give him more strength.
Yeah.
And so that's interesting that Rand knows that for sure.
Well, I mean, that's the entire philosophy of the Dark One's prison. You break the seals, Dark One gets free, but it's not like a boom, game over. It's a ramp up.
We're literally like...
We're going to fist fight the Dark One.
No, I'm doing the thing...
What? You're putting your fists together.
No, imagine
we're punching the Dark One in the face.
A snipper? A big thing that snips the lock off the prison.
Sure, yeah, okay.
What's that called?
Lock cutter.
Yep.
And then what?
Bolt cutters?
Bolt cutter. And then what happened?
And then all the prisoners get free.
Okay,
because
you gotta go
the
fight all
lock's
them.
Off,
yeah.
And the door opens.
Right.
It's not like that. That's what Rand's saying.
It's just one guy.
Yeah.
And I can block the door for like a little bit, and I don't let him out. You know, I open the door, but I'm like, no, don't.
With magic.
Magic, yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Some magic.
Okay.
Probably.
At least a little bit.
At least a little.
That'll be a topic.
Is that what it is? Bolt
shortly.
cutters? Is that what I'm thinking of?
By your hand movements, I think maybe.
You know what I'm thinking of? The thing that I...
Cut the tree branches
shear
with
the tree.
shears. Yeah, the big shears we have.
It's what my arms are doing. My fists together. So you couldn't see the imaginary snippers.
Yeah, the big pair, not the little hand, the big ones.
No, the big ones for the tree branches.
Yeah, okay, I get it. I think everyone understands what you're doing.
They totally got it.
Okay.
We should go back to doing videos.
Should we, though?
Yeah, we should. We got a cool new background now.
Okay. Let's finish this chapter, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
All right, so Nynaeve tells Rand, I gotta go back to the tower, and they have a little heart-to-heart. It's very sweet. And
Egwene needs me, Rand.
Rand has a favor to ask. He says, okay, please try to convince Egwene that my plan is good, because Egwene is going to try to stop me.
And you know what? Good on Rand for recognizing that.
Well, Rand also tells her, be yourself, be yourself. Yeah.
That's my favorite Christmas movie.
It's great.
Yeah.
So that's what Rand says to Nynaeve, because he's like, don't ever change, man. Your passion, you know.
Oh, it's so good.
It's good. It's
so good.
You care about the people.
I felt it like personally in my heart.
Because you're very passionate. Yeah.
Well, you know how I'm Nynaeve.
And some people don't like that passion part of it.
Some people just like don't. It's not that they don't love it. It's that they don't get it.
Sure.
Some people lack their own passion in their own lives, so they confuse my passion for annoyingness.
When in fact it's not.
It's not.
I'm not annoying you at all.
It's just that you don't understand passion.
Right. So that's what Rand says to Nynaeve. And don't ever change. And Moraine cared. You could see it in Moraine's eyes that she cares about people.
Are the ones who sucked at being Aes Sedai.
Right.
The ones who aren't exactly what we think of when we think of Aes Sedai. Those ones were the best ones.
Yeah.
They're breaking the mold.
Yeah. I also like here because in Nynaeve's thoughts, she thinks Rand is becoming more like Tam. I like that.
Aw.
Okay.
That's nice.
All right. So before it's time to go. I
haven't looked at my notes in a long time.
That's
I've just
okay.
been talking about a lot of things.
That's okay.
Where are we?
So Rand is going to tell Nynaeve, okay, you can go to Egwene, that's cool, but I would very much like it if you return to me because I want you by my side when I go to Shale Ghul.
Yes, this is where I do get a gold star.
You do. I need two women that I can trust to be in the circle with me.
And Nynaeve's one of them.
Bow, bow, bow. Okay, that's great. Yes, maybe Avienda Elena's the other one, but he's not sure. But definitely Nynaeve.
And I said all those names.
You said I think you just said every name you knew.
Oh, of who we trust.
Right.
And so I was right.
I love it.
It wasn't like there was some other random.
Okay, so we got Rand, we got Nynaeve, and then who's the third? You got to call it now. Right now. Who's the third?
I think it'll end up being Egwene.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I'm a little shocked by that one. That'd be a twist.
Yes,
I feel like
exactly.
that'd be a twist.
Exactly.
Okay.
A nice Oliver twist. I would love it.
Yeah.
Yep. Write it down.
Okay. Egwene is the third.
Okay, you're not writing.
Type.
I'll write it down right now.
Okay, put it in your book. You literally have a book.
Okay, watch this. When was the last time I wrote in this book?
Not very recently, I think.
I said I have Towers of Midnight predictions.
There you go. Okay, put it in that list.
Okay, I'm going to put it over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2 ladies for Calendar
Sure.
equals Nynaeve and Egwene.
Perfect. Wouldn't that just be full circle? The Emmons Fielders take on the Dark One?
Even if I was...
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. That's like full circle right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got Nynaeve right. That one I did. I'm going to put a star.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did say that, yeah.
And then what did I get wrong earlier?
Madness.
Oh, yeah. Madness theory
was wrong.
Equals wrong. Okay. That's fine. Because at least I'm right about something, you know?
Yeah. All right, back on track here. Because that's a very sweet moment. We like that.
Yep.
And Nynaeve thinks, okay, one thing I can do for Rand and one thing I can do for the world before I go to the White Tower.
I'm going to take this opportunity to heal his madness.
You're going to cure it. You're going to do it right now. Even though she's tired, she's going to do it.
And you know what? I was like, you know what? I thought it was healed.
Right? No one said that.
Oh, I thought he was all healed.
No one said that.
Everybody said, hey, Dani, guess what? Rand is all better now.
Well, we're not wrong.
No, you're wrong. He's not all better.
Well, let's talk about it then.
He's not all better. He just has like a weird shiny light.
Right.
It's different than
I feel like we're saying the same
better.
thing right now.
Okay.
Okay, so Nynaeve does a little delving, and it's so much worse than Naave's.
It's wild. It's
so man.
Bad. It's the worst thing anyone's ever seen.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It is the tar monster from Fern Gully. There you go.
Oh.
And it's gotten Rand's brain.
Did you know that they're remaking Fern Gully?
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I had nightmares as a child from that tar monster.
Really?
For sure. He scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, he's really scary.
Yeah.
But Robin Williams is the cute bat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But there's a creepy song. And and the animated little fairies are hyper realistic.
In the new one?
No.
In the old one?
In the old one, I didn't like it.
Really?
Like most of Fern Gully, I didn't like. Why do we like it so much?
It's a pretty great movie.
Everything we're talking about is like.
Yeah, don't cut down trees, man.
Don't do it.
Yeah, Loyal's favorite movie.
Yes.
Right? I've been saying this the whole time.
Oh my God, Loyal loves Fern Gully.
You'd love it. Be like, yeah, don't cut down the trees.
Okay, after this, I want to look up because I did see a snippet thing about a new Fern Gully.
Okay, I'm down for that. That's cool. Okay, we got to get back on track here.
Okay.
So.
Tar monster.
Rand is a tar monster mess.
Oh,
it's not good.
The mucky guy.
Yeah, and then she focuses in a little bit more.
Pokemon Muck.
Yeah, that guy too.
Yeah,
I get it. Okay, and then she
Lots
stiffens.
Of different...
We got it. Okay, focus here. Nynaeve stiffens because she can see the darkness over all of his mind, but beneath the thorns that are covering everything,
many bajillion million
thousands and
hooks.
thousands.
Yeah.
So like she wouldn't be able to because she has to individually pull each one up off of his brain
and then hold it off because it wants to get back in. It's like a living thing.
But there is a brilliant white lace of something like liquid power, and it's coating each of the tiny little dark hooks. And Nynaeve's got no idea what's going on here.
Because it's like holding above his brain, kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like kind of giving him a bit of a... What's your explanation here?
He laughed.
Okay.
Brett, don't you forget.
Okay. Anything else?
Don't you remember, I mean?
Sure.
Did you forget?
Right.
Don't you forget.
Yeah.
Don't you forget about me.
Yeah.
He laughed.
Yes.
Got the sun shining on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, we had that discussion about how there's a definite entity of the Dark One.
Yeah.
But is there an entity of the light?
The creator? Yeah.
Is that?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So the creator...
All right.
Showed up.
You know what? Did a little help for our boy Rand.
For now.
Rand is supposed to be...
I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for the lacy lace light on his
Yeah.
brain to
Yeah.
just like start fading away again.
Okay.
Because it's probably going to happen.
I like it because if it is the creator, he's given our boy just a little bit of a reprieve from all the crap he's went through.
That sounds like, why now? Why not literally any other time?
The creator doesn't like to have a strong hand in things.
We can tell.
Pushes in the right direction when we
What
need
if
it.
the Dark One, every time a seal breaks of the Dark One's prison, it puts a seal on the creator's prison?
Yeah, I don't think the creator has a prison.
Yeah.
In that philosophy that we've heard, I don't think there was any prison for the creator.
Well, then why isn't the creator fighting back and doing better?
I think that's the metaphorical conversation about the entirety of the Wheel of Time.
That's stupid.
That's kind of what the entire series is about.
I don't really like talking about this part of it.
It's like, you know.
Because it's kind of dumb.
Yeah. We still have a book and a half. It's fine. It's fine.
Ugh.
We can talk about more things later on.
I don't think I'm going to finish.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
I think I've gone for it. I think I get the gist. I kind of get where we're going here.
I kind of like where we're sitting. And I kind of like just imagining my own ending.
Like all our good kids, everyone's still alive. We're all pretty
good.
happy. Like we're doing okay.
We're doing all right.
Upward direction. Things are, you know.
For the most part, actually.
It's a good time to quit, maybe.
Actually, yeah. I think I'll stop reading now.
Forrest Gump?
Yeah, Forrest Gump.
I think I'll go home now.
Yeah. I'm pretty tired of running.
Pretty tired of
reading.
podcasting.
I'm pretty tired of reading. I think I'll go home now.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I want this all to end and to know how it ends.
And then I just started podcasting.
It, like, freaks me out to know that I'm going to know how it ends.
Yeah, well, we have, like, a year and a bit before that happens.
I'm still freaked out. This is my first existential
If you freak out anymore, I will bring us down to one chapter at a time. I swear
fine.
I'll do it.
Okay, fine.
I'll do it.
Okay, I'll stop freaking out.
Okay.
Sorry.
You get one chapter at a time, one episode a month. That's it.
No, the people would rebel. There wouldn't be anyone listening.
We're going to pull this over 7 more years. One chapter at a time.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
We are going to drag this
I don't even know why. I don't even know
far.
why. We're okay. So Nynaeve is like, okay, I can't heal you.
You know why? It's because I didn't eat enough.
Yeah.
And then I had a drink.
I really need you to focus
Sorry.
here. Okay. So Nynaeve is like, hey, I can't heal you. Sorry. And he thinks she's talking about the side wounds. And he knows that.
He's like, yeah, everyone's freaking tried.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Even you.
Yeah.
And Rand says, yeah, okay, it's cool. But then Nynaeve says, no. Talking about the madness. I just healed Nafe over there. He's cured of madness.
And now I can't heal you.
Holy moly.
And Nynaeve, holy moly.
It's like, dude. And he's like, bro. And she's like, what up? It's crazy. Okay.
And she's just like done the best thing ever in the whole world.
Yeah.
For the men.
And then Nynaeve's like, okay, and you know what? I'll heal the rest of the Ashman, and they'll probably,
And I don't know if I can get to the Black Tower because I have to go to the White Tower.
Got this other thing I got to do.
Yeah.
And Rand says, don't go there. Yeah, you probably shouldn't go there. Something's going on there. Like, just like, don't.
It's pretty much where all the evil dudes. It's all the dreadlords.
But Rand's like, oh, no time to deal with that.
You know what? Let's just ignore that's happening.
I accidentally started a school for evil witches and wizards.
Shit!
Oh no! No! I hate when that happens.
People are gonna tell you that you owe us a shot.
That's a Harry Potter. Yeah.
There's no evil school for witches and wizards
that you know of. It's secret. What about?
The one from Hungary?
Those are the evil guys, right? Yeah, the girls were the good guys and the boys were the bad guys, right? Isn't that? Did I not get that right? Is that not what the premise was?
Yeah, kind of.
Why is there an all boys and all girls school?
Because it's England. What's Europe? It's Europe, you know?
Everyone knows. Everyone from Hungary is boys.
And everyone from France is girls.
Oh, they're from France?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they're French.
That's so funny, yeah.
Fleur de la Cour.
Oh, yeah. That is very... Okay.
And Vikram.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay.
From
all
Hungary.
Right. Yep.
You know what? We did get sent some shot glasses.
We did.
And I was wondering if we were going to use them today or not.
Okay. I'll go get that set up.
Okay. Well, how about we take a quick break? Because after this, we'll come back and we change perspectives.
Okay, and then we'll finish this episode.
That's right. Okay, so we're back. And that is the end of Rand's perspective, basically.
Yeah, they hug it out and then...
Yeah, but before we do this shot, I have to make a correction.
Yeah, we were... Okay.
Okay, because Durmstrang Institute is one of the 3 largest wizarding schools in Europe, and it is located in the far north of the continent, and it's willing to accept international students from as far as Bulgaria, but it is thought to be somewhere in Sweden or Norway. However, Victor Crumb is Bulgarian, not Hungarian.
Okay.
Hungary...
I feel like we were...
Okay. It's Bulgaria.
You know okay. But the ladies, they're from France.
The ladies, Bo Baxton's Academy of Magic.
Yeah.
Which I just butchered, but...
The most beautiful ladies in the world.
Yeah.
From Fleur de Fleur.
Well, those are the only ones who went to the Triwizard Tournament.
I don't want more of a lesson here.
Okay.
I have my opinions.
Okay, anyway, I want to tell you about these shot glasses we just got.
Yeah.
Because they're actually quite special.
Mm-hmm.
So... Back when we first started podcasting, I went on lots of different random podcasts through like podcasting networking. And one of them was called Ignorance Was Bliss. And I was on there talking about children's mental health.
Yes.
And when I was on that podcast talking about children's mental health, obviously the topic of the Wheel of Time came up and our podcast and all of this because we met through other podcasters and Chris and Kaylee and all these other people. So that was a really cool and special thing. But recently, Kate, who's the host of Ignorance Was Bliss, passed away of some long-standing illness. And Marianne, from somewhere in the Netherlands, sent us these shot glasses and said... Despite being a longtime Wheel of Time fan, I actually discovered your podcast via the Ignorance Was Bliss podcast that Dani was a guest in back in 2019, ? She's been thinking about Kate a lot recently and was inspired in her memory to reach out to more people and show my love and appreciation for them and what they do. And she says, you matter and I love you. And that's what Kate always ended her podcasts with.
Yeah.
So...
That's so sweet.
Very, very sweet. And so the card is from the Netherlands, and the shot glasses are Claude Monet paintings.
Yeah, they're very,
It's just amazing. It's so special, and it's just wild. It blows my mind, the reach that we have, and the fact that small things that you do can make a difference. And so we're going to toast this to Marianne, and also to Kate, and we're going to say that you matter.
Cheers.
And I love you. Ooh. Okay.
All right.
Whew. That was kind of heavy. But
yeah. You know, sometimes Wheel of Time goes heavy.
Sometimes it definitely does.
Yeah.
But.
Okay.
Happy accident with your silly evil school for witchcraft and wizardry. Ugh.
You okay?
Yep.
All right. We have one more perspective to get through here.
Okay.
We got to end strong with Egwene.
Yep.
Back in her head. And I love the fact that we're starting at the very top of the White Tower.
Uh-huh.
Apparently there's like a little area you can stand on the very top.
It's like rooftop patio.
Yeah.
Rooftop.
Yeah.
Patio.
Very top of a tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no other reference there to make except that it's the very top of a tower where they might stand.
Okay.
And look out.
And now I was wrong.
Yeah.
This is where she thinks about food tasting bad again.
Yeah.
It wasn't previously.
Right, but
I knew it was somewhere.
It's right around the same place.
Yeah, and she thinks about the land is one with the dragon.
Right. Yeah. Dragon is one with the land is one with the dragon.
Okay.
The whole thing. If you just think back to like the Falma battle. I brought this up last time, but I'll bring it up again just to kind of drill it into your brain. What happens with Rand is really important in the world, right? The battle in the sky over Falma with the Shamiel and the Heroes of the Horn.
Ugh, it's almost like Rand's like God gift to the world or something.
Oh man, it's like
Ugh. Just kidding.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's the creator. It's the creator.
Creator's gift to the world.
Exactly.
Okay, it didn't sink in my brain.
Okay.
That's okay.
So how things are going for Rand is how things go for the world.
I get it. That's fine.
I'm just saying.
You don't have to say it again.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Okay. Now, we have 3 of the original Black Aja hunters.
Yeah, not the original, but like the original new.
The original new.
Yeah.
The original Aes Sedai.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
if we're
we have
not considering
Saren, Yukiri, and Siain.
Yeah.
And I did cosplay as Yukiri.
Right.
As a Black Aja hunter.
So you know everything about her, but
I know
we don't
everything
need to,
about her.
You don't need to recap everything about her.
She's gray.
Yeah.
And she's short.
Right.
And that's all I remember.
Okay.
And she's a Black Aja hunter.
It's got a spicy personality.
Cool.
Okay.
Now, anyway, we're going to find out what they have found out.
Yeah.
And I thought they were going to be like, there's nothing really to learn about pregnant Aes Sedai holding the oath rod.
Oh,
I thought that's what we were going to try to find out.
No.
It's
There's
actually
something
more important than that, turns
way
out.
more important, because we're talking about Missana and the oath rod. Because they were tasked with figuring out how could Missana beat the oath rod.
Yeah, the whole rest of this chapter is quite a lot of back and forth weird hearsay about what we've read, kind of, and what we speculate from what we've read, and it's wishy-washy.
Yeah, but I also love the speculation, so I'm going to speculate. Yeah, we're going to speculate.
Isn't Saren green or brown?
Okay, but the whole point of this is that
Siain is brown.
We're gonna
One
get,
of them's for sure brown.
We're gonna get a bunch of theories. We're coming up with theories on how things could originate, which is what I love doing with fun facts. Okay, it's all full circle here. So the conversation, we're talking Missana and the fact that Missana definitely knows stuff that we don't know because she's Forsaken.
She definitely does.
Right, and we don't know exactly how she did potentially beat the oath rod, but
we know she did.
We've got basically 3 schools of thought. Number 1, it's possible that Missana could be holding another oath rod because apparently others are said to exist, and we know for sure that others exist, and it's very possible that one rod could release you from oaths on the other, which they're figuring it out, that Missana could secretly be holding one, and then maybe inverting weaves, and then doing something funky, and just like taking the oath but then immediately canceling it. Possible.
So many different options.
Yeah. Okay. Second option, we could have Missana sending in a lookalike. Someone using illusion, mirror of mists.
Definitely
Someone
a possibility.
Who's under compulsion, right?
Sure.
It would take a lot of preparation, but hey, she was a preparer of things.
Mm-hmm.
This is the
somebody who would go in who's not Black Aja, who could swear and say, I'm not Black Aja.
Exactly.
Who looks like whoever Missana is being.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go. Now, this is the one that is the favorite theory for how Missana could beat the oath rod.
It's my favorite, too. Cause
it's pretty good.
It's the most logical.
Yeah, and she kind of plays it up like, hey, we already know how to do some weaves with sound. We've got variations on vocal weaves. We can enhance or project our voice. Egwene in the last chapter just did a thing where it makes your voice sound like you're always whispering.
Yeah, muffled.
Muffled voice, so maybe it draws you in closer. Yeah. Like, there's different things to do that. And with a complex mirror of mist or illusion, you can change your voice. So with some practice, you could, like, they were able to fabricate so that what they
and then
said...
Egwene's like, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, but it's also like,
nefarious.
It could be used nefariously, but like, that's the point of magic, I guess.
Yeah, it's all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, fireballs could be used for good things.
What?
Could be used for nefarious things.
Warm up my house.
You know?
Throw a fireball in the fireplace.
Yeah, it's how you do it. Okay?
Easy.
You got someone you don't like? Throw a fireball at them.
Easy.
Got a problem at work? Fireball.
Boulder.
Right.
Yeah.
Why use big fireball when small fireball do trick? Okay. Anyways, so they were able to put basically a weave in front of their voice. So what they said was one thing, but what the recipient heard was another thing entirely. But interestingly, Siain says she couldn't use it to lie, so the oath held where if she knew that it would be received as a lie, she still couldn't say it.
Yeah.
But again, we also know that a lot of the 3 oaths with lying is what your perception of it.
Yeah,
exactly. Mm-hmm. So it's just something that's very interesting.
It's a good theory. I like that one the best.
Yeah, because they're saying basically you could have a voice modulator. You put it to your neck and it's like a robot.
And now you sound like Darth Vader.
There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's like a Darth Vader mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Missana was wearing.
Yeah.
Okay. So we did it. So anyways.
Now that's canon. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. Missana could definitely beat the oath rod. If she in fact did.
Well, and also, this is what you 3 came up with.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other things you can't even fathom.
Yeah.
that are way simpler.
Maybe she's just a really good ventriloquist or something.
Honestly.
She sidelines.
Or she can just lie.
She wasn't there.
Yeah, like I feel like there's so many other things. Like she has other oaths with the, like there's just other things that they can't even comprehend.
Yeah, the important part is that they came up with ideas, meaning that if Mesaana is in fact here, she definitely beat the Oath-Rod.
Oh yeah,
like that's the important thing to get out of this too.
And it sounds like they believe Egwene. Yeah, to an extent.
Sure.
Yeah.
That she is in fact here.
That Mesaana the Forsaken is here.
Yeah.
And side note, in the audiobook, Kate says several times, Mesaana.
Mesaana.
And she drags out the A.
Yeah,
and
it's a double A. It's a double A.
Mesaana.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, so Egwene tells them, hey, you guys got to keep on with your work. You got to discover either more Black Aja or Mesaana. And they're like, hey, it's going to be basically impossible. But that's fine. What else are we doing here? Nothing. So
not preparing for the last battle.
So Gwen's like, but
not
hey,
cleaning up the tower.
Tell me what kind of
launching any sort of rescue mission against the Seanchan.
Yeah.
Not taking out the Seanchan in any sort of regard. We're not even thinking about the Seanchan.
No.
What else are we doing?
Doesn't
Nothing.
Matter. Okay. So tell me what kind of personality Mesaana had. So.
Well, maybe we should ask Rand. I bet Rand would know.
Rand does know.
I know.
Rand very specifically does,
That's
in
why
fact,
we
know.
should ask him and not just read random old texts.
So we're not going to do that.
Okay.
Rand's
we're going to read
right
random old texts.
Yeah. Okay. So Mesaana is probably the one you could think of as a realist because she would step in and get her hands dirty. She
got the job done.
Well, she will get directly involved where a lot of the other ones won't.
Hide in the shadows.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gideon.
She wasn't the most skilled or powerful, but she got things done. So good for her.
Yeah.
She was like the Shadows Amerlin.
Right.
Which is a good contrast to Egwene.
Egwene, who's the Amerlin. And that's definitely what she's doing here, running all the Black Aja.
Yeah.
That's what she's doing. It's what she did before. It's what she's doing now.
Yeah.
Because she was all mad that she had to be a researcher.
Yeah. They were like, hey, you're not good enough to be
a teacher.
A researcher. No.
Oh.
You're not good enough to be a researcher.
You have to be a teacher.
You have to be a teacher. Yeah.
That whole thing makes me kind of sad.
Yeah. Does it make you angry? Does it make you angry?
Boo. I don't want to be a teacher. That sucks.
I'm going to go start my own schools for learning about the Dark One and stuff. That's what happened.
That is what happened.
Yeah, okay. But also, for her personality, she was second only to Demandred in her anger. Not hate, but anger. She's angry at everything.
So angry.
Right. So maybe Egwene thinks like maybe she's sticking around in the tower because she failed in her task to deliver a broken tower. And maybe she's going to try and stay here to break it again.
Honestly, that's quite logical, Egwene.
Yeah. So
you could be a white if you wanted to be.
Maybe we should try to lure Mesaana in, because a trap ain't a trap if you know it's a trap.
Yeah.
But what would Gawain think about this?
Okay. He'll hate it, but who cares what Gawain thinks? Here's what I really want to talk about.
Okay.
The first chapter we talked about tonight was called A Vow.
Right.
And you said maybe it's because Egwene makes a vow against Mesaana.
Yeah.
That's in this chapter called Use a Pebble. Where's the vow in the other chapter called A Vow?
At the end of the chapter A Vow, the last paragraph was literally Egwene thinking, I will find you, Mesaana.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah.
So both chapters end with Egwene vowing to find Mesaana?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's my mistake. Whoops.
How could you get that?
Anyway, I'm actually a little bit on board with Egwene being bait for this.
Sure.
I think that she's logicked it out.
Right.
She's reasoned it out well enough that I'm kind of on board with it.
Okay.
Sometimes the logic isn't there and it's stupid and we go in head first without thinking about it. But I think with the information Egwene has, this is the right move.
Oh, I think it's a terrible move.
I actually like it because it's what Gawain wouldn't want. So that's probably why I like it. But
I like Gawain's plan of going to find some vineyard in the countryside and retiring and waiting out our time.
Actually, that sounds lovely.
It's pretty great.
Except, end of times.
And then you have to spend your entire day with Gawain.
Ugh. God. Egwene would love that. It's so gross.
Yeah.
Why
Oh,
even?
jeez. Okay. She's hot, you know?
Is he? Is he
Yeah.
hot? Okay.
He's only not hot compared to Galad.
Well, he's also not hot because, his personality.
Well, yeah. Okay. But, like, if you don't know him that well, you know?
That's true. Objectively.
Okay.
Probably pretty hot. Okay.
All right. You want 2 chapters next time?
Maybe.
Maybe. If we get that far.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
We're anything but decisive at this moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a bit of a secret. We may or may not have a guest next episode.
Right.
I don't want to say for sure
Mm-hmm.
because, things happen.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an in-person, in our new studio for the first time guest.
Yes.
Surprise guest.
And we'll see.
And we'll see. If it's a guest, it'll be 1 chapter.
Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
And if it's not a guest, 2.
Yeah.
So, just for clarity's sake, can I read both chapters?
You can read both chapters. That's fine.
Okay.
It might be 2 chapters anyways.
It might be a long episode if it's 2 chapters and a guest.
That's possible.
Very undecided at this point.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We're so unpredictable. We're so fun and impromptu over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I would describe us.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, before you go ahead and have next to no precautions when you're meeting in Tel'aran'rhiod, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
But she didn't die, so good.
That's an improvement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited and produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Fouts, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, Gabby Young, Rycat, Zane Sayaka, Matrix, The Albatross, and Matt Truss, with music by Audionautic. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon-exclusive merchandise as a thank you. Plus, you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else, and at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping people find us. And tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.